For many, this weekend marks the beginning of the festive season holidays as people make their way to different destinations. Let's look at the state of readiness with the City of Johannesburg's Emergency Management Services spokesperson, Nana Radebe-Kgiba. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Nana, now we know that the festive season is a time for family, it's a time for rest, but it's also always a time where we see our already strained healthcare system being overburdened. Tell us more about the measures that you have in place to try and prepare for this very busy period.
Indeed, this is one of the busiest periods that we work in during our time. We are going to be looking into swimming pools. This is a relaxed time where people would be visiting our swimming pools. Would want to urge parents to be very careful when kids are going into these pools. It's summertime, it's very hot, and they might be visiting swimming pools. They must visit pools that have lifeguards so that they can also be taken care of. And we're urging those that would also be going into the lakes and the dams. It's very dangerous, but we know that people go into this for their traditional reasons and some for church reasons. But this is the time where we have high numbers of people that are drowning. And people are going in and out of the city of Johannesburg, some just coming in and going into other provinces or other municipalities. We also have high accident numbers during this time of the year. We're urging also drivers to please take care, make sure that you can see the car in front of you. And if you are fatigued, please take time, rest, and join the road again.
You've also pumped in more resources to ensure your operation centres are well capacitated as well. Tell us a little bit about these measures to ensure that you adequately deal with the high volume of calls that you'll also be getting. For instance, you know, it was recently that the MEC of Health was quoted and speaking about these numbers, saying that the Gauteng Emergency Medical Services Communication Centre received more than 117,000 calls during the December period, while on average, on a normal other month, you receive about 39,000 calls. So clearly, the call centre is also quite crucial. Have you capacitated those operation centres adequately?
Definitely, we have adequate resources to ensure that everyone that needs assistance can be assisted. But we do know that around this time, also kids are at home. So there are also a number of POX calls that we receive. You find that resources are sent into to the community only to find that the kids have made that call and this is a hoax call. We're also urging kids to know that this is very irresponsible and they're not supposed to do that. But we are capacitated. Our fire stations and the resources that we have would be able to respond to any emergency. We have people that are working 24/7, so we are able to respond to even during the day or even at night when people are asleep, we'll be able to assist.
Will there actually be enough ambulances and medical staff? So you have capacitated to make sure that you can receive and take that high number of volume of calls. But we do know that the healthcare system, particularly the public healthcare system across the country, is in tatters. So you're saying you are capacitated, you will be able to make sure that ambulances are going out to people who need them, whether it's night or day. But under normal circumstances, that is a problem anyway.
From the City of Johannesburg Emergency Services, would be responding to any emergency, this including rescues, fires, and with medical calls, we are going to be working with the Gauteng Emergency Management Medical Services, where we do, when we are in an incident, would call them to respond to a medical condition. But we, however, have our paramedics that would be able to stabilize the patients and wait for the ambulance from the Gauteng Medical Services to come and respond. And we've had a good working relationship where we respond and they come with their ambulances. We've not had any problems so far. And we do promise that when we respond and we find a person that needs medical attention, would be able to assist that person and call the Gauteng Emergency Medical Services to come and take that person with their ambulance.
So before I let you go, just to punt on that one, there won't be a single Joburg resident who can say that I waited for hours for an ambulance this December and an ambulance never arrived, or it only came after a couple of hours. You're saying that everyone will be taken care of who needs that medical attention.
I'm saying from the City of Johannesburg Emergency Services would be responding with our fire engines and our rescue vehicles, stabilize the patient. But the ambulances are coming from Gauteng Medical Services. Would ensure that when we arrive, we're able to give them a call, or once we go into an incident, we're able to also call them to say that they can respond with us, and we can respond to that call. So any medical services would be done by Gauteng Medical Services, but we would send a fire engine to respond and ensure that that patient is stabilized.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your December safety plan coming from the City of Johannesburg Emergency Management Services. That's the spokesperson, Nana Radebe-Kgiba.